Alright, so here's the deal. First off, I promised myself I would do this whole vlogging thing, and I don't know why. And I don't really know what to say. So, I found this site, like, me and my friend were looking up random questions you could post and answer and stuff like that. I found this site called humorthatworks.com, and there were 50 questions on it, so I'm just going to answer those. And the first question is, what was your favorite food when you were a child? For me, my favorite food has always been pizza, and my favorite drink was chocolate milk, and my favorite dessert is sugar pie. What's the most played song on your iPod? Well, my iPod cord, like, is broken and it's not charging properly, so none of the songs on my iPod are played right now. One of my favorite quotes. When I was a kid, I was a really big Lion King fan, so I guess Hakuna Matata. No worries. Another one is don't judge a book by its cover. I don't know, I don't really have a favorite quote. What's my favorite indoor activity? My favorite indoor activity is probably watching TV. Or reading. My favorite outdoor activity? I love the outdoors in general. So, in the summer, it's definitely swimming or walking. Any kind of outdoor sport, like anything like that. In the winter, I'm not so much a fan of the winter. I'd rather have summer. I'd rather be at the beach and all that stuff. But if I did have to choose an outdoor activity for the winter, it'd be sledding or maybe skating, even though I'm not that good. What is a chore that I absolutely hate doing? One chore that I absolutely hated doing as a child was cleaning my room. Now I don't so much mind it. Mind you, my room is not super neat and tidy at the moment. Another chore I hated, and still do hate, was the dishes. I think it's just gross, like having to go in that water and touch the dirty water in there. Because so many different people have eaten from it, and there's all this different food in there. And it's just gross. But I still do it. My favorite form of exercise is definitely walking. I do that a lot because I don't really have a car, so I have to walk pretty much everywhere. Yeah. My favorite time of day, well, anything that's not morning. I'm not a morning person. I hate mornings. And I'm getting a text. Sorry, this isn't interesting. Anyway, my favorite day of the week is Friday, obviously. And my favorite month of the year is basically every summer month. Like, I don't really have a favorite month. If not the summer, then I guess, like, November, because that's my birthday month. My least favorite mode of transportation. is walking, even though I don't have a car, so I have to do it. Plus, it's, great exercise. My favorite body part. Well, I don't really have one, but I think it was like a little over a year ago. I was sitting in class and I raised my arm and like just pointed to something that was like over there and just did it really fast, like behind me. One of my classmates was like, "Oh well, you have amazing arms," which I thought was really weird because she was a girl and like why she handled my arms, but that wasn't the case. Anyway, so yeah, I don't really have a favorite body part, but apparently I have amazing arms. And the next question is, what sound do I love? I love the sound of music, um, children's laughter, birds chirping in the morning. The next questions are if questions, like hypothetical, blah blah blah. I can't talk this one. Anyway, if you could throw any kind of party, what would it be like, and what would it be for? If I could throw any type of party, I'd probably throw like a dance party, because I don't know, I can't dance, but I'd love to learn, and maybe someone at this party could teach me. It'd probably be for like someone's birthday or something. If I could paint scenery, like a picture of scenery that I've seen before, what would I paint? I'd paint the beach. I love the beach. It's my absolute favorite place in the whole world. Like, I just love the water and the sand and every part of it. If I could choose to say a certain age forever, what age would it be? I'd probably choose to say the age I am now, because I'm kind of happy with being old enough to be, like, legal, but young enough to still be considered, like, a youth, or to still be considered young, and to still have, like, all this energy and whatever. Plus, I like the dreads I have now, and stuff like that. The next question is, if you knew the world was ending in 2012, what would you do differently? Well, nothing, because 2012 is over, and the world didn't end. If you could witness any event, past, present, or future, what would it be? Well, something from the past I think would be cool to see would be like, not necessarily an event, but like the time period. I've grown up, my grandmother has like always watched the lessons, and I thought it would be cool to maybe live in that period, so like the Depression and World War type, but I don't think it's exactly like the events that went on then. It's more or less like the families and communities were so much more close-knit, and like I would have loved to be part of a big family and to just like have the relationships with each other that they had. Present, I'm not so sure what event I'd want to be part of. And future, I don't know, a cure for cancer might be cool. I'd like to take part in that. Like just say that I had something to do with that. That'd be pretty intense. If I could learn to do anything, what would it be? I'd love to either learn to act and like become an actress and stuff and just like make movies and whatever, or just like learn a whole bunch of different languages, you know, so I could be like multilingual. I already know English, French, and a little bit of Spanish. ¿Cómo estás? I don't think I said that. Anyway, so yeah, just maybe learn to act and learn to speak different languages would be cool. If I had to work on one project for the next year, what would it be? Working on a project. I maybe write a book. I love writing and I've always wanted to write a book. Like, I don't know, writing is just something that's always came really easy to me. So it's just a matter of I would have to find a story that I want to tell, or make one up or something, and that's the more difficult part. Like, I love to write once I know what I'm writing about. If I were immortal for a day, what would I do? Well, I'm immortal, I can pretty much do anything, right? If I were immortal, I'd probably do things like fly, jump off tall buildings, just be a daredevil, because I can't die. If I had to change my first name, what would I change it to? I don't really know. When I was little, I used to hate my name, and I'd want to change it like all the time. I think at some point I went through a stage where I wanted it to be like pretty much every name in the book. I remember one of my name could be Robin, and Ariana, Dakota. Like, I hated my name as a kid, but now that I'm older, I'm more comfortable with it being Kayla Ann. So, yeah. If I could meet anyone, living or dead, who would I meet? If I could meet anyone, living or dead, I'd love to meet my ancestors. Like, hear the story of my people and how they got to this country. And, like, because I know my grandmother's Italian, part Italian anyway, part Native, Scottish, Irish. So just, yeah, I guess meeting ancestors would be what I'd like to do. And if I won the lottery, the first thing I would do was I would pay off my student loan and buy a house in a warm climate. And then I'd put some away, and the rest I would give to charity. If I were reincarnated as an animal, drink, or ice cream flavor, what would it be? If I were reincarnated as an animal, I'd like to be either a horse, because they're so graceful and they're just like, I love horses, they're my favorite animals, and a dolphin, because, well, for the same reason. Dolphins are like, they're beautiful animals and they're so free and they're just gorgeous. And a drink, I don't know, I'd like to be something sweet. Maybe like a Shirley Temple or something, like lemonade, sweet and sour. I have no idea. If I were an ice cream flavor, I'd be... Well, my favorite ice cream flavor is called Alien Invasion. So, it's basically like Moon Mist meets cotton candy with little gummy bear type things inside that are aliens and they're squishy. So I'd be that. If I could know any answer to any question besides what is the meaning of life, what would it be? It'd probably be like, what's the cure to cancer, or who killed the dinosaurs, or are there any real witches? You know, something random. I don't know. If you could be any fictional character, who would you choose? That could be like a cartoon character. I'd choose Tinkerbell. I've always been a major fan of Tinkerbell, and I don't know why. I just realized that I put the laptop screen way too high, but I've been reading questions, so I haven't really looked. Yeah, if I could be a fictional, like, cartoon character, I'd choose Tinkerbell. If not, I guess I've been watching a lot of Pretty Little Liars, so I'd probably be one of them. Or just, like, I don't know, I'd like to make up my own character, actually. Like, maybe go into a TV show that's, like, already existed, but I could play, like, you know, the daughter of the main character, or the little sister, or the new kid in town or something, like, you know, just... I always wanted to, act, so I'd like to be my own character. Okay, so these ones I have personal questions. Which celebrity do I get mistaken for? I don't think I've ever been mistaken for a celebrity, so if I do look like one, you know, just the slightest bit, please let me know. That'd be cool. What do I want to be when I grow up? I already took a course in early childhood education. I'd really love to work with kids. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. There aren't a whole lot of daycare type things hiring around here. Plus, it wasn't my main, the thing I wanted most to do. So, what I'd really like to do is either something in medicine, revolving around children, like pediatrics would be great, or just any medicine at all. And I'd say either get into acting or writing. Even, sorry, my back hurts. Anyway, so yeah. When I have 30 minutes of free time, how do I pass them? Usually the only time I actually get only 30 minutes is when I'm on break, because I work at McDonald's, and my longest period that I can have break for is 30 minutes. So typically I eat and just chat with coworkers and friends, and a few text messages here and there. Sorry, messages again. Yep, that's basically it. What name would I include in the autobiography of my life? Obviously, I'd include my name, because it's, my life. But other names, well, people I've met, celebrities maybe, people that have really inspired me, people that have, changed my life, like my family members, best friends, just the everyday people in my life would probably be included in my autobiography. Plus, the person that wrote it and the one that took the pictures and stuff like that. What songs are included on the soundtrack to your life? Songs on the soundtrack to my life. I think a big one would be I Wonder by Kelly Pickler, because my mom left when, well, I wasn't, little if she was in the song, but she left when I was, just graduating, and she started a whole bunch of trouble and spread rumors and nasty stuff like that, but she was never really around much when I was growing up either. Like, she definitely had a favorite child, and the favorite child was not me, so I didn't get much attention from her at all. So that would be one of them. I'm not really sure what else I'd choose. Maybe, like, average songs, like, a few breakup songs, because, like, eventually a wedding march or something. Some happy, some sad. Like, I don't really think I have any exact songs picked out to be, like, the soundtrack of my life type thing. I don't know. Sorry, this answer sucks, and this is probably getting boring. Have I ever had something happen to you that I thought was bad, but it turned out to be for the best? Yes. When my mom left, I thought it would be a bad thing, abandoned by her mother and whatnot, but it turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me, because my mom had been, like, she wasn't really fit to be a parent, and then basically with her leaving, I got a second chance. It was one of the best parties I've ever been to. Best parties I've ever been to. It was probably the Halloween party I had 2 years ago. We all like costumes, we got really drunk. Well, not really drunk, we were sober enough to know what we were doing. Just goofed around with friends and stuff. It was really fun. The last movie, TV show, or book that made me cry or tear up. The last movie that made me cry was My Sister's Keeper. Actually, it's a toss-up between that and Leah Marshall. The last TV show to make me cry, I don't really know when I cried during a TV show. And the book that made me cry was My Sister's Keeper. Yeah. What's the hardest thing I've ever done? Singing at my grandmother's funeral. I sang Amazing Grace as they were wheeling the casket away, and that was the hardest thing I've ever done. I just wanted to get off stage and chase after the casket. What was the experience that made me a stronger person? Last experience that made me a strong person. I probably going back to work the day after my grandma's funeral, because she just passed away this year, the last of April. And then I started, like, it was really quick, she wasn't sick or anything, we did the, like, actual dying, and then there was a day in between, and then the funeral, and then I went back to work. Because they said I needed money and I couldn't. And just, like, seeing the little girls going with their grandmas and knowing that I missed out on the last 2 years of my grandmother's. What did I do that got me into trouble as a kid? Pretty much everything. I tried running away from home. I drank. I smoked. I got dreams. I was a kid. The last time I had an amazing meal. I don't know, Christmas. That's the worst gift I've ever gotten or received. The worst gift I've ever gotten was V-Cups. I would get them every year for Christmas. The best? I don't know, just more sentimental stuff, like, you know, pictures and stuff like that. What do I miss most about being a kid? Just being carefree. Not having to worry, you know, not having to go to work every day, or just, you know, I could just sit home, play in the woods and whatever, and just not have a care in the world. That's what I miss most about being a kid. What was my first memory of being really excited? I don't know.